What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. As you can see in the title and in the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about this conversation with Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith. Now, this conversation is very interesting to me because, one, these two individuals, I believe, are the sane individuals on the liberal side of the world. I think these two are as sane as it gets when you're on that side of the world. So when you're listening to them have this conversation, it's very interesting to notice that these people can see the writing on the wall. They know exactly what the situation is and how bad the Democrats are, and can kind of see the overall picture that most people can't on the left side. But they still vote for Kamala. They still vote for Democrat, and it is just the most annoying thing ever. So these two guys are gonna have this conversation here. But before we play this clip, guys, please hit the like button down below, and of course, if you are brand new, consider hitting the subscribe button. Let's get into it.
And beat him like he stole something, and you know, and I don't say I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I love Errol Spence, but that was an ass kicking. It really, really was. And when you see stuff like that, you know, Canelo Alvarez, Triple G.
Sounds like what happened to the Democrat.
How about that? You know what? And that was an ass kicking. That was, if we're being honest about it, it was a thorough ass kicking. Ain't no way around it, Bill.
I
mean, you know more politics than me, but damn it, yeah, a blind man could see the Democrats got their ass kicked. Yeah, it was like, you know what? I like that analogy. Democrats similar to Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. Yep, that works.
I mean,
it was that kind of ass kicking.
It won't work on a lot of people like me who don't know who these people are.
Right.
Why do you think it is that boxing became a sport that I was always interested in when it was Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, and even up to you know, who got his ear bit off?
Mike Tyson, Holyfield.
Tyson, Holyfield. Right. And it's been years now. Is that because UFC?
Combination of two. Number one, you can, and I love the fact that you made that analogy, because the kind of ass kicking that the Democrats just received is similar to a lot of that stuff.
What do you think they should do about it?
The Democrats?
Yeah.
How about having listen, I like Westmore, governor of Maryland, but you know, you have, to use your baseball analogy, you have no bullpen. Who is it? Trump's been the Republican nominee since 2016.
Yeah.
Okay? It is clear that that's who conservatives want in the White House. Okay? That's who they supported. They didn't give a damn about the 34 indictments. They didn't give a damn about 2 impeachments. They didn't give a damn about all the legal issues and the lawfare that the Democrats engaged in. They said, Joe, that's who we want. This is the difference, and I said this to a lot of people, Bill. The conservatives said, we want that guy. That's who we want. And the voters decided who the Republican nominee is going to be. When you look at the Democrats, they didn't do it with Obama. That's true. Okay?
Didn't do what?
They greased the skids. This is the person we want. It's her turn. It was Hillary's turn in 2016. All right, Biden.
Well, that's not Obama. Obama earned it.
No, that's what I said. He earned it. But in 2016, and I'm not even trying to imply.
They voted. Hillary ran in the primaries.
I'm not even trying to imply that she. But remember, they were complaining that Bernie Sanders had some momentum and was compromised by the Democratic Party because they were saying it was Hillary's turn. Bernie
Sanders, I love him, but he's too far left, and he would have been a bigger disaster than Kamala was.
That's fine. But what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, Bill just missed the whole point that Stephen A. was trying to make, is that, hey, they didn't have a real primary. Even after the voters selected somebody like Bernie, the party decided that they want to push him to the side. The same exact thing that happened this time around with Kamala and Joe Biden. And that's what he's pointing out. He's saying the people voted for Trump. They had a primary, and the people voted for him. The Democrats, on the other hand, they might have had a primary, but even after the results of the primary, if it's not the candidate that the party prefers, then they tend to prop up who they want. That's the point that he's making. And you notice that Bill didn't even dismiss that, right? He just said, oh, well, Bernie was just too far left. He made an excuse for why the Democrats pushed Bernie out. He didn't acknowledge that they actually pushed him out and say that was wrong. That's crazy.
Saying to you is still in all, Bill, what I would, shoot, it's rare that I disagree with you. What I'm saying is the only thing I will push back on is that's fine, But that's for the voter to decide.
Right.
And a lot of times the Democratic Party seems as if they've got their claws in the mix. Take Biden, for example.
Exactly.
Okay, so, Clyburn helps him get through South Carolina. He ultimately goes to the Democratic nomination. He's the Democratic nominee for the president. He ultimately wins the election. There was supposed to be a red wave in 2022 in the midterms. The Republicans didn't pull that off. And Biden is feeling himself and saying, I ain't going anywhere. I'm not going to. I told y'all I was going to be a transitional president. I told y'all I was going to be a one-term dude. I'm just here as a stopgap to pave the way for the future of the Democratic Party. And then all of a sudden, he in office takes that power.
He was a veritable John the Baptist. Just the guy who goes before.
Come on, bro.
Absolutely.
Bill, the point is that your ass was going to be 82 years old in the White House. Come on now. And then I'll never forget this. Bill, I swear to you, I love your show, Real Time. I'm a huge fan. I watch it every chance I get. I have never.
No, real fans watch it every week. You watch it every chance you get. I'm just fucking with you.
Because I got multiple jobs. But here's the deal, Bill. But I TiVo it. I tell you that much. The DVR it, rather.
TiVo.
That's TiVo, DVR.
I'm going to send you a telegram about that.
You told him myself. Here's the deal, man. I have never wanted to be on your show more than I wanted to be on your show when Biden announced that he was going to run for reelection. Because I'm like this, what y'all going to say now? This is some straight bullshit. You got a situation where you won the midterm. You denied, you halted, you warded off the red wave. And you, knowing you're going to be 81 in election time, knowing you're going to be 82 in office, right? It wasn't the midterm. It was when the State of the Union address took place. And I saw these people. Remember, the liberals, so when you call yourself progressives.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're looking forward with a dude that's going to be 82 and would leave office when he's 86. Really, y'all? I'm sitting there like, you got to be shitting me. This is what you're talking about? And I'm like, I knew I wasn't voting for Trump. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I was saying to myself, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Wow. And then I looked.
And this is what frustrates me, right? He pointed out all of these things about how bad the Democrats are. And that's the problem with people like Bill Maher and Stephen A. is that they can see the writing on the wall. They can see the problems. They can point them out. They can articulate it very well. But for some reason, well, we know the reason, they still vote for Kamala Harris. They still vote Democrat time after time after time. And it's very, very frustrating because these would be the progressive or the liberals that have a mind sound enough to be able to convince the extreme liberals, the brainwashed liberals, and help them kind of see the writing on the wall, right? These should be, quote unquote, the more sensical liberals, but they don't have any sense, right? It's not consistent. It's so frustrating. It's like, bro, you see all of the BS, but you still continue to vote for it. It just makes no sense. But once again, we know why they're doing it. It's because of money, right? They are going to lose their viewership, especially people like Stephen A. Smith. He has a lot of black viewers. Black viewers tend to vote for Democrats. And if he comes out there and says that he voted for Donald Trump, he's scared that he's going to lose his viewers. He's going to lose his job. So it's frustrating because these people are motivated not by common sense, but just by cents, dollars. That's what they're motivated by.
Looked at their bullpen and they had no one. They had no one. They had no one that could compete with Donald Trump.
Well, not on a charisma level.
Fair. Okay, fair enough.
No,
but charisma is what gets you votes, bro.
Absolutely. And I've said it a million times. Insanity photographs. Mm-hmm. It really does. I mean, it's charismatic. But all right, so here's the thing.
Right.
So there are all these, white boys are talking to me about Trump and, he's a terrible racist. And it's like, well, how could the black people vote for him more than each time? And, they didn't vote for him a lot more, but men did.
Right, men did.
Okay. And I said, you know what? I don't want to speak for all black people, and this is where I need to tell you.
Sure.
You tell me if I was wrong or right.
Okay.
I said, you know what I think black people think about Trump? Like, is he a racist? Yeah, but they think every white person is kind of a racist. And do they think that white people behind closed doors talk like Trump, yeah, he's just a crazy
That
person.
last part right there. That last part right there. It's not that. It's not
He
that.
just says it out loud
As black people, I don't want to speak for all black people, whatever.
No,
Obviously, I'm
because they're not all alike.
That's
at
right.
all.
Exactly. But I will say this to you. As you know, being a black man, you don't look at white people and automatically think they're racist. You automatically know they're different than you, that they think different than you, that they come from a different cultural background and experience things differently than they do.
Right.
So that second part is very, very important, because when you talk about how Trump talks, we're going like this. So that's the first time he talked like that, when he became president. Who the fuck you think you playing with? We know better than that. We know better than that. We know that ain't the first time, and we know that the people that he was friends with all of these years, he talked just like that around y'all, and y'all didn't have no problem with it. Don't act like you have a problem
And
now.
also had some genuine black friends and black folks who like him.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't know if I told you this.
Because it's complicated.
I don't know if
Life
I told you
is
this.
complicated.
I wouldn't call myself his friend by any stretch of the imagination back in the day.
Right.
But I've told this on many occasions. I said this in my recent appearance on The View and stuff like that. Trump and I were friendly.
Right.
Before he ran for president. He used to have these boxing matches, particularly during the Tyson fights at the Trump casinos. He would be at the Knicks games and stuff like that. And if we're being totally honest, all the brothers found him to be cool.
Right.
They found him to be very cool. So let's be clear, because he knew his sports, all right? He would say what he feel.
Right.
He bucked the establishment, which we loved. And we gravitated to that, and obviously he was a billionaire.
And also he was a certain age.
And it was cool.
Get a certain understanding that white men of that age, they're gonna be a little grandpa. We don't say that anymore. No, but like, him. Is he really like in his heart like hateful? No, I think I don't think his motivation is I don't like black people. I think his motivation is everybody must love me.
Thank you. And that's why, that's right there, what you just said, everybody must love me.
It's his narcissism. It's not his racism.
I have never called him a racist. I have never spoken about him that way, ever. Not one time, because I knew him beforehand.
Yeah, so there you have it. There you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. I thought it was very interesting and fascinating to listen to. But once again, the question that I want to ask is, and you guys let me know in the comment section, do you think that they would be talking this way if Trump lost? Do you think they would be giving him as much credit as they've gave him in this conversation if he lost? And I don't think so, in my opinion. I think they would have actually kept demonizing him if he had lost. They would have just made fun of him and said he's a loser. They would have said, we told you so. He's a racist and blase, blase, blase. And the reason that they're switching gear now and talking the way that they're talking is because they realize the results showed not only them, but everybody in the country that MAGA conservatives are the majority in this country. So now they've realized they're starting to change their tone because they know that, wait a minute, we were thinking that liberals were the majority. Well, because they were the loudest one in the room. So they catered most of their content to the left. So now that they've seen that the majority of the country is more conservative, they're starting to change their tone. And they've also realized that most of these liberal platforms and these liberal news networks are losing viewers by the daily basis. So to avoid that, I think they're also starting to become a little bit more sane and starting to, kind of get away from that whole woke nonsense that they were spewing during and before the election. So interesting, fascinating conversation. Let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about this video in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are brand new, consider hitting subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.